Hello all, my name is Lasya Vadavalli. I'm part of the CD3 team at Oracle. In this video, I'll provide a brief demo on how to use CD3 Automation to create OCI buckets. In the CD3 Excel template, navigate to the Buckets tab. Please enter all the mandatory fields like region, compartment name, and bucket name. I have selected standard storage tier. Next, if you want to automatically move rarely accessed objects from the standard tier to less expensive storage, you can enable auto tiering. And if you want to manage or retain different versions of your objects automatically, you can enable this. And if you want to create automation based on the object state changes using OCI event service, you can enable this. Visibility of the bucket can be private or public. Retention rules allow you to specify how long objects must be retained. Specify in this format shown in the blue section here. Rule name : time amount : time unit. And if you want to enable a retention lock, you can do that as well. It is optional. Here I am creating two retention rules. The time unit can be in days or years. You can also provide the date when the rule should be logged as shown here. To enable the replication policy, the destination bucket should already be present and versioning and retention rule should not be present on it. I have also entered the details for creating the target bucket in Frankfurt region here. So the format here is policy name, destination region, and destination bucket. You can also see that here in the blue section. When you're configuring replication, you must have the required access to both source and destination buckets. Next is lifecycle policies. Here I'm trying to create and enable a lifecycle policy named policy 1. It has to archive all the objects excluding the ones with a .pdf extension after a period of 1 year. Since there are fixed actions you can do with a lifecycle policy, you can select them from this drop-down. If you have multiple rows, specify them in new rows, keeping all the other fields same. Please note that you should have required permissions to create a lifecycle policy. You can refer to the OCI documentation. Again, to fill the data in the columns, please go through the blue section here. Now that the Excel data is filled, we'll start with the toolkit execution. I have done the CD3 container setup already, and I have already executed the create tenancy.py script with tenancy config.properties from which the customer specific files got generated. Let us go to the folder and see the files there. So we have all the customer specific files here. Let us open the setup OCI properties file. I have already filled in the path to the Excel sheet and set the workflow type to create resources. So now let us execute the setup OCI.py script from its folder. Here we will select storage, the fifth option, and add object storage buckets is the third option here. It has created the Terraform files under the object storage directory under their respective region directories. Since we need to have a target bucket for our replication policy, let us first create the target bucket, which is in Frankfurt. Let us go into the object storage directory under Frankfurt, and you can see the TFRs file that got generated here. Now let us execute the Terraform commands. Terraform plan, and then Terraform apply. Now that the target bucket is ready, we'll go ahead and create the object storage bucket in London region. So you can also see the TFRs here. We'll execute Terraform commands here as well. Terraform plan, Terraform apply. The apply is complete. So now we'll go into the OCI console and check the resources. In the OCI console, we'll go into the storage option and then buckets. And we can see the bucket here created under London region. It got created along with all the lifecycle policy rules, replication policy, the Frankfurt target bucket, and the retention rules that we specified. We will also see the target bucket in Frankfurt. So it's got created and it says this is a replication destination bucket. So that is how you create OCI object storage buckets using CD3. You can also export these resources into CD3 and manage them using it. Thanks for watching the video. I'll be back with more demo videos on CD3. Stay tuned.